Housing and Urban Development Corporation of India, India's PSU housing lender, or Navratna, is setting up a textbook breakout. Let's look at the fundamentals, technicals, and exact GTT trade plan. So, HUDCO finances affordable housing and urban infrastructure, the backbone lender behind PM Awas Yojana and the Smart Cities mission. The loan book has been growing by 25 to 30% year on year, and the net NPA is almost zero at 0.06%. Most loans carry state government guarantees. Infrastructure finance company status gives it a cost of capital edge over other regular NBFCs. However, it is sensitive to rate cycles and government capex plans. As spending slows, growth moderates, but the affordable housing pipeline remains intact. Here's the valuation context now. It is currently trading around 200, and that is 43% of its all-time high of 350. The downside has already been largely priced in. Now let's look at the technical analysis. When you look at the monthly chart, it has a massive run from around a rise of 50 to 350, and now it is corrected back to around 200. The long-term trend still is under pressure. So let's be clear, this is a short-term breakout trade and not a positional call. And now let's look at the weekly chart. The first higher low attempt has been made now after a prolonged downtrend. The bounce came from around 160 to 162, and that's not random. That's the exact zone where HUDCO launched from the mid 2023 when it broke out of its multi year base. The long term price memory is now acting as a support. So, when you look at the daily chart, higher highs and higher lows has been made since the month of March. The while buying volume expanding on the up candles is also being seen, and that's the key confirmation. Price is now pressuring slightly against the 200 to 202 mark, and when you look at the technicals, that is the RSI, it is around 65.76. That's a strong trend zone between 60 and 70. Momentum is with the bulls, as you can see, but RSI approaching 70 also tells not to chase at the current price. We need to confirm breakout with a buffer before entering. So when you see at the resistance and support, the next resistance that you get apart from 202 would be around 215 to 220. This is because a prior consolidation from the late 2024 period happened around this particular region. Beyond that, 240 is another major resistance, weekly resistance, former support that cracked hard during the downtrend. And on the downside, or the support side, 183 to 185 is a mid-March accumulation base on the daily, where price grounded sideways before launching this particular rally that we see now. Structural demand, it is a structural demand zone. Below that, 170 is the recent swing low, a sharp rejection candle where buyers stepped in aggressively around this particular region, and 160 is a long-term structural floor. So now I will be placing a GTT order based on this analysis. Uh, Buying the stock not at the current price, but at the price I will be entering it around 205 is our trigger point. There we will be entering. That gives the resistance zone a meaningful buffer and confirms the real buying momentum about it and not just a poke through. So around 205, and we'll be increasing the lot size. Created a buy GTT. Now I will be creating a stop loss and a target price OCO as well. And the stop loss would be around 183, just below the mid-March accumulation base, a structural stop, not arbitrary. So the risk will be around 22, and the target price would be around 231, a reward of about 26. The risk reward ratio will be around 1 is to 1.2. That is the ideal risk reward ratio, and 231 sits just above the 220 to 225 supply zone, making it a logical clean exit. For aggressive traders, a trailing stop beyond 231 towards 240 is an option, but we will be playing with caution. So now I have created a OCO for the stop loss and target price, and we have a defined entry, risk is defined, return is defined, and that's disciplined rule based trading. So we just don't have to stare at the screen continuously and wait for the plan to execute itself. Please do your own research and trade safely. Thank you.